Hey guys, it's Jonathan, the Red Bearded Builder. So as most of you know, I own a small construction company here in southeast Kentucky. We're really small, probably one of the smallest around, but we have very loyal customers. And every year we shoot a video about should you buy a mobile home. And this will be our 2025 edition. We're thankful the Lord let us make it to 2025. And I did a little more research. We're going to call this the 2.0 video. And some people love mobile homes. Some people hate them. Some people say they're a great investment. Some people say they're a horrible one. And I'm just going to give you my opinion because we live in a double wide, and we have lived in one since 2021. Around May of 2021, we moved into our double wide here in southeast Kentucky. And so let's start this thing off. Just going to talk to you like you're sitting here with me. Talk to you like a friend. And so like I said, we're gonna base this video on like a mid-grade double wide, not a full drywall model, not one with fancy finishes, because and we'll get into that deeper on down into the video. We'll get into the reason why I'm not basing it on that, because in my opinion, if you're going to buy a double wide manufactured mobile home, whatever you want to call it, you shouldn't be trying to get the Cadillac of manufactured homes. If you're going to spend that much money, just go ahead and get you a stick-built house. It's going to be a better route in the long run. But we'll get into that farther on. We're going to do pros and cons. What me and my wife's opinion is from living in a double wide. And first off, I want to start with saying the New York Times put out this, said, using data from the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development and the U.S. Census Bureau, researchers found that 2018 to 2023, the average sale price of a new mobile home rose about 58% to $124,300. During the same period, the average sale price of a new single-family home rose about 38%, up to $409,000. Now, that's not realistic in a lot of areas because, you know, they take just all of America, and we all know that living here in southeast Kentucky is no comparison to, say, living in San Diego, California, where a 3-bedroom, 2-bath house may run over $1 million. You can get a nice 3-bedroom, 2-bath house here in southeast Kentucky for less than $100,000 sometimes if you find a deal on one. So, just from a wide spectrum, the price of mobile homes have rose, and we can account for that ourselves. Me and my wife, we bought our mobile home in 2021. We paid her $1,000 deposit. And after footers, setup, HVAC, and perimeter footers, because we were going to lay block on the outside of the house, it cost us right at $97,000, and that's taxes and all. And then we spent about $20,000. We spent $20,000 for the land, $500 for the lawyer to write up the deed for the land, $10,000 roundabout for doing work on the land. We had to rent some equipment. My brother did some work. We installed a new septic system. We hooked up our utilities. I did that myself. Put the power pole in, so I saved some money there. And we gravelled our driveway. We got about 48 tons of gravel hauled in for a driveway and for a French drain we put down at the bottom of the yard. So altogether, we came in at about $130,000 for our home and the land we sit on right now. So we have about $130,000 in this place. And saying that, we had it appraised about 6 months after, and that was without our front porch on the house. That was without our fence around the yard, and that was without the outbuilding being built. And our house appraised for $144,000. That was just one set of steps coming in the backyard and nothing going out the front door yet. So right off the bat, with everything we had invested, we still could have made money. We still could have made around $13,000 to $14,000 just from that. So I can't tell you that buying a manufactured home is a bad investment, because that would be a lie. I just broke it down for you, and the haters can be hating because that's just the facts of it. The appraisal came back for $144,000, and he said that once we got the porch and stuff added on, it would be north of 160. So I would say right now in 2025, this house would easily appraise for 175 to 180. Now that's just going from other sale prices in our area, and I'm talking about double wides. I'm not comparing your stick built houses. I'm just saying double wides on a nice piece of land that's fixed up nice and taken well care of. They can sell for really good money, and lenders are more willing right now in 2025 to lend to people who are buying manufactured homes, because manufactured homes are way better now than they were in 1970 and 1980. So we get that out of the way, and just to kick all the haters out who say that you should never buy one, I say sometimes if you feel like you need to buy a manufactured home, don't feel bad for it, and don't feel belittled or like you're less than because you don't live in a stick-built home. We love our house. My wife loves it. We've turned it into a beautiful home. We did work and updated things, and we have tons of things we'd still like to update if we stay here. But just don't feel bad if you do buy one, but there's just some smart ways to buy a manufactured home, and there's some things that you need to look out for. So right off the bat here, we're going to start out with pros. And we're talking about, like I said, the mid-grade double wide. Single wides, my opinion, just stay away from them for an investment purpose. If you're buying a single wide to live in, maybe a retirement house to live in the rest of your life, that's fine, go for it. But if you're buying one and want to make your money back and maybe make some money, let's stick with a double wide. Guys, I forgot to mention one thing you always need to do with a manufactured home is have a block foundation. You can't get certain loans on a manufactured double wide without a block foundation. And the wheels and axles need to be removed from under it. Then they'll list it as a permanent dwelling. So that needs to be done right off the bat. Make sure you work that in the cost when you get your house bought. Make sure you get those wheels and axles removed from under it. It gets strapped down according to your state's regulations, and make sure you get the perimeter footers and have blocks laid under it. That's just a have to for the resale value and for them to be able to get certain loans. Pros. So the first pro is the price. If you look in getting a new house built today, it's hard for a builder to build a 1,500 square foot house for what you can get a 1,500 square foot house as a double wide. But that's but if you do a lot of the say work yourself, you can maybe come out and come in at the same price. But as far as price goes, you can find a good deal on a 3 or 4 bedroom mid-grade double wide. Our house, like I said, we paid $97,000 for it. So the way that works is you put $1,000 down, and that secures the house as a deposit, and then you go through the financing process, getting approved for the loan. Then once you sign on the loan, that $1,000 go towards your house. So it's kind of like your pre-down payment. You can find good deals if you keep your eye open, especially a lot model that's sat there for a little bit. You can find good deals, and price to me is a pro, because in 2021 when we bought this, the lumber was real high, and for me to build a house, I couldn't build this house for what we paid for it, and just because lumber was out the roof. So we found a pretty good deal on it, I think. Now, it was more expensive than it was in the years past, but that's just because lumber was up. The next pro to me would be fast. And most people would say, what do you mean by fast? I was like, you can pick out the home on the lot, pay $1,000 down, like I said, and around here, I don't know about other places, you can have that house set up on your land in 2 to 3 weeks. Especially if it's a lot model, you can go through the financing process, do the paperwork, and you can have a brand new house sitting on your land in 2 to 3 weeks. From the time our house came from the manufacturer in Tennessee, from the time it hit the lot, it was on our lot, and within a couple days, it was at our house and set up. They set it up in one day, fully set it up, ready to go, put the vinyl siding on both ends, and this thing was ready for us to put the block around after 1 day. We had to come back and do the electric pole and the septic system and all that. But as far as it being fast, I don't know of any faster option except maybe if you got 20 crews to come in and build you a house. But you're not going to get an average builder to build a house nowhere near as fast as you can get a double wide on your land. The average time, if you special order a double wide, and that is another pro that I'm going to put in, is you can special order it and change the layout. It may cost you a little more, but you can special order it, change the layout, and if you do it that route, your average time, according to Google, is 2 to 4 months from the time you order it for it to get to your lot. So, with that being said, either way, it's going to be faster than getting a home built. I say your average build time for a home in America for just a custom home builder is probably 6 to 9 months. And manufactured homes are always going to come in faster than that. And now, let's go on to the cons. Alright guys, so now we're going on to cons. And I guess some of the downfalls, my biggest downfall in the manufactured home is cheap finishes. In the mid-grade, you think the mid-grade ones, they would put some better finishes. But you know, our cabinets are called Duracraft cabinets, and there's nothing durable about them. They're going to have to be replaced. They're about 5 years old now. And, well, they're actually 4 years old now, my bad. And they're going to have to be replaced probably within the next 3 to 4 years, just because they're very cheap made. They're not Duracraft, they're cheaper crafts if you ask me. But I understand with the mid-grade and lower grade manufactured home, you get cheap finishes. But to me, that's the biggest con. If the manufacturers would spend just a couple $1,000s more and upgrade their finishes like cabinets, the countertops are good. We have no problem with the countertops, so they're fine. But just the quality of the cabinets, quality of the door slides, quality of the trim, I think for just a few $1,000s more, they could really up some simple things and make the quality of the home a whole lot better. You know, we have nice barn doors. It's pretty nice doors we have. For the biggest part, the flooring's good and durable, linoleum flooring. The carpet we haven't had any issues with. It's just the trim, the quality of the cabinets, and the drawers have been absolutely horrible. I've had to almost do every drawer slide here, and the install quality is bad. Poor quality drawer slides, poor quality installation of the drawers all together and putting them together. So if they could just spend a little more money on that stuff, it'd be a lot better. For me, the perfect double wide, if you can just special order one, I don't even know if you can do this, so if someone knows, leave a comment below. But to me, the very best double wide you could get would be if you could get one just bare bones, just drywall, no cabinets, no fixtures, no vanities, and you do all the cabinets yourself, all the vanities yourself. That'd be the perfect double wide in my opinion. You can just get it without trim, without cabinets, without all the finish work, and finish the finish work yourself and install the cabinets you would like. That'd be great. But I don't even know if they would do that. It'd be kind of cool if someone knew that, would leave us a comment below. And the next thing that I'm going to call a big con is we have some family members who went to sell a 25-year-old double wide. And I would say after that 10 to 15 year mark, a manufactured home, from what we've seen in our area, after around that 20-year mark, I meant to say, is the value of them are going to kind of come down. They're not going to drop or bottom out, but it seems to me if it's less than like 15 years old, especially less than 10 years old, in our area, just from recent sales that I've seen in our couple of our surrounding area, manufactured homes that are less than 10 years old, they hold a really high value and they do well, and they're comparative to a stick-built home. But once you get past that 20, 25-year-old mark, once they start getting some age on them, I don't know if it's lenders don't want to lend as much to an older manufactured home or what, but the value definitely is going down. a home recently, about a year ago, that I thought would easily on the markets go for 150, 160. It was like a 1998 well-built manufactured home. It only appraised for 125,000. So it was about an 1900 square foot manufactured home, and it was built well, really good shape, taken well care of, and I thought it easily should have appraised for 150 or more, and it only came in at 125. So that lets me know that there does come a time in the long haul of a manufactured home where lenders start valuing them for less. And you can say you're going to buy a manufactured home, and this would be one example for the con. Say you buy a manufactured home like we did here in 2000. Say you bought one in 2020, and you want to live in it till 2050 if it be the Lord's will and time lasts that long. And that's 30-year span. Well, in that 30 years, if you had a stick-built home, it's just going to gradually, from what we've seen over in the past, go up, 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 up. And in 2008, that was an exception. We had a hiccup in the market. But it's just going to gradually keep going up. Well, I think that manufactured homes, in my opinion, they go up, 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 up. Once you get to that 10, 15-year mark, they kind of plateau off and just stay straight. And then once you get past that 20-year mark, in my opinion, they start going down. So if you're going to buy a manufactured home and you plan on reselling it, I would say do that before that 10-year mark. You always want to live in any home for at least 2 years. Because if you didn't know this, I'll inform you. If you live in a house, you dwell in it, a single-family home, for 2 years or more, every bit of the equity you make, the capital gains, are non-taxable. So that's every bit tax-free money coming back to you. Say you buy it for $100,000, you live there for 2 years, do some upgrades, some upkeep on it, sell it for $150,000. That $50,000 difference is zero tax if you lived there for 2 years. But if you live there a year and 11 months, they're going to take 15 to 20% of that $50,000 in capital gains. They're going to take that for taxes. So keep that in mind and bear that in mind. But to me, a big con, and I don't think I've ever mentioned it in one of the other videos, is from what I've seen and doing the research every year for 3 years now, there comes a point where a manufactured home, it tops out in price, and then it starts going back down after a certain point. Now, you can agree or disagree, and if you do, just leave it in the comments either way. Let me know what you think. And I just thought this would be a cool video, and I want to end it by saying God is good most of all, and I'm thankful for a YouTube channel. We're approaching 8,000 subscribers. We've come a long way, and I've been lazy the last little bit. I don't know if I've really been lazy, but I lost my dad this year, and business has been doing good, and I've been busy, and it's just been a rough but a good year at the same time, and been trying to help with Mom, so I've been real busy, and I haven't put a lot of videos up, so please forgive me for that. But I am going to try to at least start posting 2 to 3 times a month, maybe once a week if I can. But I want to end this in saying I do believe that in some situations that it is justifiable to buy a manufactured home. We'll just do a brief overview. My camera lady's hands are burning, her shoulders are burning holding the phone there. But she's a trooper, my wife. I'm thankful for her. But if you're going to buy a manufactured home, don't go out and get the Cadillac of manufactured homes. Now, people's going to disagree with this. But do not go out and spend $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 on a manufactured home. That's crazy. And if you live in an area where they're asking $400,000 or $500,000 for a manufactured home, I would rent me a U-Haul and get my family out of that area. Go move somewhere where the price of living is not ridiculous high. Because if you're putting that much money into something, at some point is going to start depreciating. I 100% agree with that. And 100% understand that. Now, I do believe these people that rent, that manufactured homes are just a horrible investment. I disagree with that wholeheartedly. I believe that's the farthest thing from the truth. But do not go out and buy the Cadillac, the nicest manufactured home you can get. Don't go and be paying, $20,000 extra for these big fine cabinets and this and that and the other right off the bat, because you're going to eat most of that cost right off the bat. Everyone that knows that if you buy a high-end vehicle, if you go buy say the top of the line Platinum F-150, it's going to depreciate faster than just your base or stock model F-150. And that's the same thing with a manufactured home. There's a certain price that they're going to lend for that per square foot, and then no matter if it's a high-end one or a low-end one. So, in my opinion, if you're going to go with a manufactured home or mobile home, do your research and see what they're selling for in your market, and just make a wise decision. Make a smart decision. Location's a big thing. Don't just put it in some trailer park or somewhere that it's not going to resell. If you're putting it in a trailer park that's got a horrible resale value, you may be stuck with that house. Put it in a nice piece of land, a nice place if you can. Go with that mid-grade one, and if you can, just get it without cabinets, and then go buy the cheapest cabinets you can get at Lowe's, which are still a pretty decent cabinet. They're going to be way better. The cheapest cabinet you can get from Lowe's or Home Depot are still going to be better than the cabinets your mid-grade manufactured home comes with. That's just my opinion, though. Yes, there is a time in 2025 where I see if you need to get a house fast, if you already have a piece of land, and you just need to get a home quick, or you don't want to go and pay hundreds of thousands of dollars to get one built, and there's nothing in your area, buy one. Just do it like we did. Live in it for a few years until you find something else, and then capitalize on those capital gains, and you can move into the next home. But in my opinion, I would say 100% manufactured homes can be a wise investment. It also can be a horrible investment, but if you keep an eye on your market and your area and make sure you don't overspend for what it's going to sell for, I'd say there's nothing wrong with buying one. And we do appreciate you viewing. We thanks for each and every one of our subscribers. I love each one of you. I appreciate you. I appreciate the views. Appreciate the likes. If you could, just smash that like button. If you could, just leave me a comment, even if it's just a thumbs up. Comments help a lot in the algorithm. Let's see if we can get the most views on this manufactured home video that we've ever got. Hit that share button. Share it with your friends, your family. Maybe if you know someone's getting ready to buy a manufactured home, just send them this video. And I really appreciate it. Y'all have a good one. We'll see you later. Woo! All right, I'm ready. I think what I want to say. Girls have brought me through the fire.